Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Nadia. This is Nadia Now, and right now I'm here with
Robert.
and we're going to discuss our favorite movies, music, books, products, you name it, of the last year, basically. Whatever comes to mind.
Year? Oh, gotta do some thinking for that then.
Yes. My first movie is The Family That Prays.
Ooh.
Praise is spelled P-R-E-Y-S. Super wholesome, super beautiful watch. Definitely check it out.
What is that one about again?
The Family That Prays.
Yeah.
Just because you're living doesn't mean you're alive. It's basically about that and like...
Or are you surviving or are you like living?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, chills. The first movie that I wanted to highlight is Contact. I'd heard a lot about it. This one guy from like my work, he's like, it's my all-time favorite movie. So it's been on my list for a while, and I finally got around to watching it, and that was really good. Like it's a Robert Zemeckis. I can't remember how to say his last name. The guy who did Back to the Future.
Okay.
Like it's another film that like he did, and Jodie Foster is in it,
Ooh.
and Matthew McConaughey is in it.
Love.
Well, she's always trying to like hear if there's something out there, right? And it just like makes you
Is
like
there?
think. Well, I can't say,
Oh, nice.
but yeah, it takes you on this journey of just like her like listening,
Okay.
and you're just like waiting to see if she'll hear something.
Ooh.
But then it goes like it dives deeper, you know,
Ooh.
into this realm or space, if you will. Yeah.
Snaps for that.
Chills.
That'll be our thing. So my next movie is called A League of Their Own, and it's about the women's baseball team that was like very short-lived, and it's one of Tom Hanks' first movies. Okay, that could totally be a lie, but it's like one of his first movies. I already said that. It's literally like he's just
It's
starting
one of his
out
first movies.
and it's also one of Tom Hanks' first movies. He also plays a role or a character that I've never seen him play before. And I was like, ooh, it's like turning me off from him because he was so good in that role. Because he usually plays pretty like kind, like Robbie Williams. Is that his name?
Robbie Williams. Robin Williams.
Robin Williams vibes. But he was not like that in this one. Also Madonna's in it, and I've never seen Madonna act before, and she's really good.
Yeah, she's in this like little like film called 4 Rooms where there's like 4 different kind of like
I recommended that one to you.
Yeah, that's right, you did. And
Yeah.
Madonna's in that one. In like the first part of it. And you're
So
just
I guess
like
I have seen her before.
and yeah, but you're like just watching her and she's like a witch and you're like, Madonna?
Madonna?
So
Aren't you a singer?
aren't you a
You
singer?
can't do anything but sing. We can't put people in boxes. Madonna can be also an actress.
You can put them in bags,
She can
but not boxes.
She could be a J-Lo. She could be a... I don't know. Let's talk about J-Lo.
Ugh.
Did we think?
J-Lo, people are like, she's a triple threat. Is she an any threat?
Well, what do you know about singing?
Okay, fair. I don't know. I think J-Lo is a little overrated. I'm gonna get so much
Absolutely
hate
roasted.
in this
Some things
video.
you keep in your brain. Some things you don't say out loud. Like, I think an even bigger queen is overrated, but...
Oh, not gonna say that one.
Okay, what's your next one?
My next one is, I can't remember. I know.
12 Angry Men!
12 Angry Men! Yes, that is also a movie that like you just like, oh, it's legendary, it's iconic, and it actually is. Like I'm kind of, I don't know, like sometimes I don't agree with people in like movies. Like some people are like, oh my goodness, the directorial cinematography is...
Yeah, like critics.
And you're just like, oh my god, it was boring. It was 3 hours of a guy sitting in a chair or something. But this one's not. Like this one...
Literally 3 hours.
This is just hating on like pop culture. This is Pulp Friction. Like I just came up with that.
Pulp Friction.
But yeah, no, 12 Angry Men, it's just...
It's also a play.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
It might be a book. I don't even know. But the movie is like, it's good. It's simple. It's kind of Tarantino in the like, it's just like the one scene. There's a certain name for it. It's when it takes basically place in just like one room. Whatever that is, we'll just like put the blurb maybe.
It's not one shot, is it?
No, it's not one shot.
one.
They do longer shots though.
Okay.
Which is like pretty cool. Like all the actors have to be like like bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
bam. It just like takes you on like on a little story, on a little like roller coaster. And every character is so defined, I think, and it just like works. It's not too long, and it's encapsulating enough, and they tell the story kind of like just what you want to see. So I really, really enjoyed it. Like, it's a really old movie too, and I just gave it a 5 star because I was just like, for back then,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can beat this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, when you said old movies, I thought of like Overboard, which I showed you, and Roadhouse. Super fun older movies with like super iconic actors and stuff. Have you seen
I got you.
1917?
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think of the shots in that one?
I liked it. It's definitely like, you have, like, it's fun to kind of like find those moments where you're like, that's where they stop. You know what I mean? Like,
my favorite one is like through the trenches and they're walking backwards.
Yeah.
And it's like so long.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, you felt like you were in it.
Yeah. No, like, I remember, I think Birdman was like the first movie that I saw that was like the one shot.
I haven't
Like,
seen that one.
and like,
But Lady Bird, oh, that's a good movie.
I haven't seen that one. But those long shots, like, there's definitely moments where like they pass by something and you're like, that's where they stopped it.
Yeah, I don't like care for that aspect of a movie.
I kind of do, because I think it like, sometimes movies can like, you can take out of it, but if they're holding on to you the whole time, you don't lose concentration, and the amount of effort that goes into making that is like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta give it respect.
Oh, 100%. For me, it's obvious when they like go behind a wall and it goes pitch black in the next shot, you probably stopped it. But like, I think Pirates of the Caribbean does that, where they'll like go and they're like go through pillars, and so it gets dark and then it goes into, you know, like arches and stuff. So if you're filming, you're gonna be going by a pillar. I don't think they would stop it if you're just on like a trolley thing.
Movie magic. Speaking of movie magic, I just watched Madagascar 2 again, and the fact that they can make Alec Baldwin or a lion look like Alec Baldwin.
Why did I do the same?
And you can't tell me the line that he voices doesn't look like him. But does David Schwimmer look like Melman? I mean, you can kind of see it, but it's next level.
Really
well,
it
really does. It's such a good movie.
Okay, so a few more on my list. The First Night is really good if you're into that like medieval stuff, but even if you're not, I would highly recommend, because of the storyline. Like, there's so many movies and shows out there, like Merlin and stuff, that talk about like King Arthur and Lancelot. But this one, first of all, they're all stunning. They're all iconic, the actors. It felt very accurate to the times of the medieval
ages.
Yes. And I mean, the ending is just amazing. Then every now and then Netflix pops up something new, a Netflix original. So I clicked on The Intern, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And similar to that film, I watched, for the first time ever, people got mad at me for this, but The Devil Wears Prada. Watched it for the first time at 22. So good. Such an important message. I can see why it still reigns to this day.
Don't buy Prada. That's the message. I'm just kidding.
You haven't seen it, hey?
Feel like I've seen part of it, but I don't know. Is that with Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the first time ever, Miss Congeniality on the plane, and I tried watching Miss Congeniality too, and it was really bad.
Yeah. It's not Escape to Africa or anything. It's not that level of sequel.
Oh, Madagascar. Oh my. Okay, so now we're going to go into some TV shows.
So one that I've been watching recently is the new Marvel show called Invasion. It's called Invasion. It's all about the Skrulls and Nick Fury.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who either of those.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Fury is Samuel L. Jackson with the eye patch.
Yes.
Right?
I know that.
And so it's like him and the people that like are aliens in the Captain Marvel movie. The ones that change to like any face.
Sorry, we watched Blue Beetle, and I really enjoyed it. Not Marvel. See, I know that.
Good job, honey.
DC, and I really liked it because it had like something personable that a lot of them are missing. So it was about this family, and it just, you got to see a lot of that family's culture and how important family is to them.
I feel that with Blue Beetle because, like, I think like a lot of movies are like pushing like the diversity and stuff, right? So this was like a Mexican family, I believe. Yeah. And they felt like a family to me. I think that like sometimes it doesn't, but this one, it felt genuine-er, I think. Yeah. And it was good, like good action.
Yeah, like the action part of it too was really exciting, but just for me personally, because I have like a very strong-willed family, I had some good laughs because you can kind of see like your relatives in the movie. You can be like, oh, that's my crazy
uncle. Or, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that they had fun filming it too, which is always important.
Invasion though,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Marvel's going a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It's where like the first 4 episodes are boring, and then the last one's like, ooh, this is moving the story forward.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
It's also like, yeah, I also don't want to talk about like spoilers too much in case like somebody like wants to watch it, but like it's getting to like, you know how I've talked about like overpowered characters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more of that.
Yeah, I think at some point you have to
Just
like
changing.
you have to decide that you kind of stopped committing to it because it's like starting to make it for the newer generation, which is really good to keep it going. But like I feel like people your age have probably like stopped really committing themselves to all of them at some point. Maybe like
Yeah.
I don't know, when Iron Man died.
Yeah, kind of after like Endgame, I think like people were like, yeah, because it's all like multiverse and new characters, and they're trying to build up and they're trying to capture like the magic that they had before, and they're just like, I think it's just too much. It's
Right.
too oversaturated now.
And if you can't die, if you're
Yeah,
alive
if
in
there's-
every
Yeah, if there's just
multiverse.
like another version of you, like why does it matter? You know?
And this could be super controversial, but like if you're into this, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, comment down below.
This is by far my favorite TV show of the year. My mom and I watched The Innocents, spelt like innocent, S at the end, not innocence, C-E. Super amazing, like any sci-fi time traveling type of show. It's from the UK, which I always find that they just do things that are so out of the box. However, they leave it on such an insane note, and then I searched up that season 2 got canceled, and I was like in 2019. So I'm devastated, but the more I think about the ending, I'm like, honestly, that's the most realistic ending. If I wanted to keep this fantasy going, a season 2 would be good, but it would probably get worse, you know, because they're just trying to pull at stuff. This way, it's like, it was pretty devastating in the moment, but now it's like, if we're talking about realistic ending, if this fantasy were to be true, I don't know if this makes sense. If like what they created in this realm were to be real, this is realistically how it would end. So we don't see a lot of realistic stuff anymore, so we're like, what the heck? Like, give us more, but we just need to be okay with like it kind of ending blandly. It was insane. I was just like, dang, you don't want it to end like that. But that's realism. I know I'm ranting.
I feel like shows are hard. Like you make a movie. If it's like you're trying to make a movie like The Last Airbender,
Yeah.
which just like sucked.
Yeah.
Like they planned for more movies because there was like more to the story than just that movie.
Yeah.
They were just like, it's not worth it because this one tanks so bad. But
Mm.
with the show, I think people expect there to be more seasons, and you can't just like leave it on one because then it's so like kind of open.
Well, they were
At least
making-
like a movie, it kind of has like a beginning end and then a beginning end. This one, but like a show can be like beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the sad part is they were making a season 2 and then
That
for some
sucks.
reason, yeah.
Yeah, that happens sometimes to the best shows. There was this dinosaur show
Yeah.
called Terra Nova,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, whoa, this is like fun, cool, interesting. It was like futuristic, but also like prehistoric because there were dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
One season, that was it. They just like, I don't know what happened. That sucks.
I love Victorious, and it totally did not get enough seasons or
Yeah.
episodes. But every episode that there is so jam-packed. I only liked a couple episodes. I think it was probably the first 2. Definitely the first one, Who is Joan or Where is Joan? That one was the coolest concept ever, and like, yeah, they did a really good job with that. I love anything that's like deja vu, Groundhog's Day vibes. Love that. I love playing with the idea of deja vu and stuff. And like, it's so funny, I just recently had deja vu, and I knew that meant I needed to, okay, I got like the stomach bug, and then I had deja vu, and I was like, Mom, I can't eat anything like greasy because it's gonna make me throw up. And that's like common sense, but if I didn't have that deja vu moment and catch myself in that moment, I would have had something greasy. So I kind of think it's like spirit, but I'm very spiritual, so I'm totally rambling now. Because if it's a podcast, I can ramble,
You can.
but it's not a podcast.
See, when I get deja vu, I get like, just like an image, like what I'm seeing, it's like, it's what I've seen before.
Okay, you don't have
It's-
like a whole scene?
No, it's more just like my eyes are just seeing like this exact same thing.
Okay. but do with like the following actions or the following things that people say. So I get like a whole like moment. Like this could be a deja vu for me. And then the next thing you say, it continues the deja vu, and then at some point it fades off.
I think mines are pretty quick. It's just like one
Interesting.
like snapshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another show that I've been watching lately is Alias with
Yes.
Jennifer Gardner. Yeah, she's great. Love Jennifer Gardner. Yeah. She's just great. Just great. That's kind of a show where we're on season 4 now, and I think there's like 5 of them. And you kind of think like season 1 ended kind of where I thought the whole show was gonna take us, like be extended.
Okay.
But then they kind of like dive into like another
See?
kind of like
Similar. They didn't need more seasons.
Well, they
could have.
They could have ended it kind of there, but then like you find out like all this, I don't know, extra stuff that you're just like, oh, okay, this is where they're going with the show, and then the 3rd season's like more stuff, and there's more characters and things that come in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Oh, another show that my parents recommended we watch and we liked. We watched The Inside Man. Also a UK show. And then there's Layers.
But see, you say we're obsessed, but thinking back on it, I'm just like, but it ended like not how I didn't explain anything, I feel.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it almost like left me on like a half like, note.
I actually don't remember the ending. So okay, it was
There's a guy in prison.
Climactic.
And he's talking about things that I don't, and then there's other story that's going on, but I don't remember them relating at all. Like I'm just like, I think I was kind of confused at the end. I remember the episodes except the last one, which is the one that we watched closest to this moment.
Yeah. Watch
No, it was good. It was good. It had Stanley Tucci, who's like Tucci, who's like
obsessed with him for sure.
Yeah, who's like wicked. Anyways.
So I went to Italy in May, and someone recommended that I watch The White Lotus season 2 because it takes place in Sicily, which was exactly where I was going, and even like Taormina and like things in Sicily, or which one? The like island and the pretty whatever. Anyways, there's literally scenes that I was gonna see, so they wanted me to watch it, and super twisted. Makes you. It's a show where like I don't think any of the characters were morally good. Like there was no one you were really rooting for. My favorite part was the theme song. I love that theme song. But yeah, very twisted. And I should have watched season 1 before watching season 2 because they connect. Even though I didn't think they did, because one takes place in Hawaii, I think, and the other in Sicily. But they do, and I watched until the very end, and then they were like, well, no point in watching season 1 now because you know how the fate of the characters by the end of season 2.
Yeah, it was a good show because I watched it and I finished it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's very HBO.
It is soap opera-y. It is soap opera-y.
Well, I don't mean it that way. Like I mean.
I do. It's a little too dramatic.
You think so? It's very like HBO is very like dialogue.
You know what I mean by dramatic is you wouldn't say those things like at a dinner table in real life. The things that they say out loud. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like you would keep that to yourself. But here, they just say it.
Well, these characters are pretty extreme. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? These characters are like pretty like extreme versions of like that type of person, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it's.
But it messes with your brain, and it like makes you think of. Well, it made me think of my own relationships and trust and like.
And it never fully. Explained or told. Revealed what actually happened. Like, it's maybe up to like the audience, which is like a cool concept.
Yeah. You can interpret it however which way you please.
Yeah.